And welcome back to the Hot Lap. And as you may or may not know, Gunter Steiner has a brand new book out entitled Unfiltered, where he criticises the FIA as if they needed more criticism, basically saying that if Charlie Whiting was in charge, Lewis Hamilton would be an 8-time champion. So here's the story here on Planet F1. Lewis Hamilton, as it says here, would now be an 8-time world champion with the FIA under, from Gunter Steiner at least, fresh criticism. Yes, ex-boss Gunter Steiner says Formula One's governing body, the FIA, have ceased being culpable in their mistakes. And he using the Lewis Hamilton not winning his 8th title because of things happening, things going wrong, and saying Lewis Hamilton was very much a glaring victim. Now, as we know, the FIA found itself being prominently in the F1 headlines of late, with Ben Sulayem talking about the rap music, etc. But we're talking about, once again, yes, Abu Dhabi. Let's shake that old chestnut, shall we? So, Hamilton called Verstappen's penalty a joke and urged him not to serve it with Verstappen's protest against the FIA. Now, that's not about Abu Dhabi. That is very much about the swearing. But, and this is it, the FIA have not found much support from Steiner, who in his new book, Unfiltered, and that's to be released in October, claimed the FIA have ceased being culpable for their mistakes and have lost their humility, which, as he explains, isn't a good situation. Now, he pointed to the highly controversial, as we know, one way or another, I don't know what fence you guys sit on, but the F1 2021 title decider in Abu Dhabi, where Max Verstappen snatched the crown from Hamilton on the final lap to become the world champion, after the race director Michael Massey's actions attracted fierce criticism. Now, Massey replaced Charlie Whiting after Charlie's sad passing just before the opening Grand Prix in 2019. Steiner claiming that Hamilton would be an 8-time world champion if Whiting was calling the shots. Now, wherever your loyalties lie with that one, and yes, I agree, it was an amazing entertainment, he says. From a regulations point of view, it was a bleep show, beginning with S, of biblical proportions, Steiner stated. And regardless of what decision Charlie Whiting might have said, in Michael Massey's position, there would have been far less controversy and embarrassment. Okay, well, yeah, we all know what Charlie would have done had he been at the helm. Lewis would now be an 8-time world champion. And then he said FIA President Ben Sulayem has not taken kindly to the recent criticism of the governing body, saying we never really get the credit. And then the story kind of like starts talking about the FIA. But there we go. I mean, I think it's quite interesting. As we know, Hamilton's going to Ferrari for next year. But let's discuss it. Would Hamilton be an 8-time champion if Charlie Whiting was in charge? Yes, probably, because Charlie Whiting was a much more stickler for the rules than Michael Massey, who wasn't a stickler for the rules. And if you remember back in that Nürburgring, I think when the race was under the safety car, finished in 2020. Even Michael Massey came out and said, no, I can't. I've got to wait until the cars unlap themselves and then give them another lap. And then he went against that in 2021. Once again, if the rules are followed, Lewis Hamilton would be and should be an 8-time world champion. Both drivers, you can make absolute declaration that they both deserved it. But Lewis Hamilton should have been an 8-time world champion. So from that point of view, I kind of agree with Gunter Steiner. Now, I know, obviously, we talk about the fact that, oh, no, Hamilton should have pitted. But the fact is, even when the safety car was out, because Sergio Perez had done such a good job at holding Lewis Hamilton up in that Abu Dhabi race, Hamilton would have definitely come out behind Max Verstappen. Now, Verstappen was beaten at that point in the race. He was not becoming world champion. There was no way for him to win the race prior to the safety car. So if Hamilton had pitted, he would have come out behind Max Verstappen. Therefore, Max Verstappen, let's be fair, he wouldn't have pitted, would he? They would not have risked pitting Max Verstappen if he had track position. The other issue is also you got to look at is Valtteri Bottas in that situation. Had Valtteri Bottas been doing a better number 2 job, it was Sergio Perez was the number 1, number 2 on the day, it would not have allowed Max Verstappen to pit. So you have to also cast your eye on Valtteri Bottas doing a really bad number 2 job as well. But Gunter Steiner coming out there saying Hamilton would be an 8-time champion if it wasn't for Michael Massey. If Charlie Whiting was in charge, we're going to have to agree there. But once again, both people deserve the title. That's no stain on Max Verstappen. He is one of the most talented drivers of his generation. The biggest loser, as I keep saying, was the F1 fans. And it's become one of the most divisive things ever. And we'll be talking about it, I think, to the end of days. But there we go. If you like what you see, give us a subscribe, hit the notification button so you do not miss an F1 video. And we will speak to you soon. Stay safe, and thank you very much.